Wrong one. Where is the clip? Justin, will you go ahead and put the clip? All right. Well, guys, BroncBuster team here, Tyler and
Amy.
We are happy to be here, and we've got a couple guests with us tonight. You might recognize these guys. We've had them on before. Introduce yourselves, Alan and Shane.
So my name is Alan Clausen, one of the owners of Yankum Ropes, and Shane. Go ahead, Shane. You're the guy that keeps it all running.
Yeah, I'm Shane Benson with Yankum Ropes, and I do what Alan asks me to do day in, day out. So,
and a lot more.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
I almost feel as bad for him as I do for Amy. So
It's a
you get to collect the chaos and turn it into something.
Into something beautiful.
There you go.
Something beautiful. Well, guys, tonight we, as we talked about and put out there on social media today, we have a little bit of a call to action. Need a little bit of help, or need a lot of help from the off-road community, and we figure this is a good place to bring it, because we know how many people out there. When somebody's in need, we all come to each other's aid and help. So I wanted to we're gonna let Alan talk first. A little bit about what we're needing your guys' help with, and then we're gonna let Shane talk for a couple of minutes on that.
Okay. Well, I really am. I'm grateful that Tyler, that you're letting us use this venue to spread the word. I have another partner in Yankum Ropes that hasn't been seen for a few years because his wife Liz has been very, very ill. So Jade Shank is my partner, and Liz is his wife, and they're one of the most important parts of our success as a company in trying to get out in the world and making sure that the train stays on the tracks. And anyways, but Liz, she's been sick for the last, Shane, what has it been, 3 years?
Yeah, at least, yeah.
So we found out it was about 3 or 4 months ago that she had stage 4 liver cirrhosis. This is non-alcoholic liver, and it's bad. Anyways, things got bad in a hurry. It got time to put her on the transplant list, and then they were notified during the orientation before they put transplant applicants on the list. They found out that the insurance had denied the claim, and so it took a few more weeks, and we Jade was able to get Liz back on the insurance and to get the insurance to accept the claim, which is a whole nother story. Anyways, they were told, Liz was told, okay, you're going to be pretty high up on the list, be prepared. Come to find out, she was number 1 on the list. And so the procedure went well. It was scary. It was touch and go for a lot, with just the scheduling, making sure that the liver, I guess there were 3, correct me if I'm wrong, Shane, there were 3 different livers that came. The first 2 were not viable or weren't a match, and then the third one was, and it was in a very short amount of time, and luckily she was able to get the transplant. Now's the hard part, and the hard part has been is that how much they've had to dig deep to get this figured out. The kids are, being taken care of by grandparents, but Jade is, Liz's needs are about every 2 minutes. and that's been the case for probably the past few days, and so the problem is that Jade has another business that he does finance and different things for, commercial finance, and that stream of income is only available to him from if he's working, and he hasn't been able to work for the last 3 weeks and just taking care of Liz, and it's been really rough, and so we're just trying to figure out ways that we can help him get back on his feet and be able to survive the next little while till he can get back at work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's probably the hardest thing is you are out of work during something like this, but it's just, it's an overwhelming expense, even with insurance, to, for the lifelong needs that she'll have and the care that she'll need for the next at least year just to recuperate and get back on her feet. Yeah. Those expenses are hard just for about anybody out there. And so, Jade is somebody that we deeply care about. And it's one really great thing about this community that of off-road. It really knows how to come together. It's such a kind community, and it's a community that we hear all the time. Being in the recovery gear industry, it's pretty cool because we get to hear how the gear is used, and it's pretty awesome how often people will say, "Well, we use it for others." The gear is not necessarily for us. We typically end up helping others on the trail. And it's that mentality and mindset that has drawn us to this industry, and which keeps us motivated to bring really cool products. But to have that environment and to have that culture in our own business, but to have it in the industry we serve is pretty amazing. And so it's cool to see that, here you guys are doing something pretty amazing in that same avenue of charity, and helping those in need. And as Jade is dealing with this, and not necessarily Jade, but as Liz is dealing with this, and Jade needs to focus on her, we are looking for that help and support that will help them, like Alan said, stay afloat, stay on their feet, and more so than anything, just help with the stress of, you've got enough to deal with the reality of life. And so just that financial thing, if we can find a way to help support them in that is what we're doing our best to do.
Well, I appreciate.
I wanted to say really fast, Shane, you put together the GoFundMe for her. What I was blown away was the expense of a transplant like this. I mean, the organ itself is $140,000. A transplant like this is over $870,000, and so insurance is going to cover about 80% maybe. And so Jade and Liz are going to be on the hook for $270,000 for this.
Wow.
And that's that type of a financial burden on top of just trying to hang on, hold on, and heal. And if you look online too, and Jade has shown me a gallon Ziploc bag full of the medications that are all of the anti-rejection medication that she's going to be on. The medication for the first year or so is over $5,000 a month.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And it tapers down. It does taper down, but I mean, it tapers down to, like, from what I've heard, about $1,200 a month. And I could be wrong on some of those figures, but it's just, this is a new reality for them.
It's not just that now she's had the transplant and it's over. It's a long road ahead and a long struggle, especially, Jade to be able to support his family. And I couldn't even imagine, if something like this was dealing with my wife, I just couldn't even imagine. And, the only thing that gives me the hope is my family that would be there to support us. And I have so many friends in this community. And so, yeah, when you called me and we were talking, and, I said, hey, let me try and see if I can help. One of the things that we want to do here at BroncBuster is, guys, if you don't know about Yankum Rope, I'm sure you all do. Anybody who watches my channel knows about Yankum Rope. They make great products, and of course, we have our products that we have them develop for us. And with that, they've been able to do the Bronc Lasso, which is a Yankum product. We have all of our Yankum products on our website under recovery gear. For the next 30 days, Amy and I want to donate 100% of the proceeds from our recovery gear to Jade and his family and Liz, so that hopefully that'll help a little burden. So guys, if you're even thinking about, we got Christmas coming up, maybe a present, this is another great way that you can not only help support their family, but also support a small business like Yankum Rope and the great products that they have. So hopefully that helps a little bit, and anybody watching the live stream now or hopefully watching later can reach out. The link is in the description for the GoFundMe. Any other ways that, I get the GoFundMe is pretty much the primary way to reach out and help. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the easiest, fastest way. You can, if you felt so inclined, we have had some people ask if, is there a different way around GoFundMe? Just message us. Send us a message and we'll help direct you to a different avenue that it might be more comfortable for you. But, we'll take whatever is willing to come our way. So.
Well, perfect. Well, guys, listen, our hearts and our prayers are with the family, with the Shank family, and appreciate you coming on and helping to kind of explain to our viewers. And like I said, I just wanted you to come on for a couple minutes. We appreciate you guys. Let us know if there's anything else we can do to help, and we'll keep them in our hearts and our prayers.
Your hearts and prayers are thank you. Thanks. We're so grateful to be part of the BroncBuster family. You've made us feel like family, and if there's anything we can do for you, please let us know. And we love you guys. Thank you. Thanks for every little bit. Thank you.
Yeah, massive gesture. Very, very, very appreciated.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have a great evening, and hope to see you on the trail real soon.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. So with that, the one last thing is we are 1 week away from Wheeling for a Cause. Doug has been working his tail off. Amy and I have been his assistant, and I'll tell you, Doug has been the one that has made this all happen. And so Doug's not on tonight with us, but I want to give a big shout out and thanks to Doug, because without him, Wheeling for a Cause wouldn't be possible. With that, I know there's a lot of you guys. I'm going to say hi to everybody real quick. I appreciate you coming on. If you haven't already said hi, tell us you're there. But yeah, it looks like we even have, I saw one from England on here.
Manchester.
Where at? Yeah, from Manchester, England. So welcome, guys. Virgil, if this is your first time on, one of the things that we talk about on a regular basis is our charity event, which is Wheeling for a Cause. And wheelingforacause.org is the website address. We're having a big off-road event this coming week. We're going to have, it's the 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. We're excited about that. Can't wait to get out and spend some time off-road with you guys. But more importantly, to raise some funds for our wounded veterans that have done so much for us. So that's the other cause we're asking for help. One of the ways that we decided we did last year that worked out well, and we decided we wanted to do this year, and that is to have a raffle that not everybody has to be present to participate. So we're going to try as best we can and let you guys know all of the great prizes that are going to be there. But you can buy your raffle tickets. You can message me. You can message Amy. Let us know if there's a specific item, if you can't be there, what you want your tickets toward, or spread them out. If we don't hear from you, we're going to just kind of evenly distribute them between all the buckets, and then we'll contact you with what you want. And we've got a lot of great stuff. Ted Nugent is donating another guitar, Rock Slide Engineer. We've got graphics from Underground Graphics. We've got gear shade. I don't know. There's a whole list of stuff. I'm sorry, I'm going to forget somebody, so I'm going to stop right there. A lot of cool things that I think you guys won't want to miss out on. We'll have some BroncBuster items too that we'll be donating, some of our newest products that we want to kind of be able to share in that as well. So again, if you can't make it, we hope you can. But if you can't, you want to be supported or be part of it with us, then we encourage you to go on the website, buy some raffle tickets, and we'll make sure you get a good chance to win some cool stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Amy will make sure. She'll put her magic dust on the tickets before it goes in the bucket. So, all right, with that, we had a couple of to me exciting things we're working on. I guess you got to understand. Amy understands because she gets to see a little bit of the inside the head, crazy head of Tyler here sometimes.
Every once in a while, and then I just want to stop.
Yeah.
It's like, you can keep it.
It's funny because a lot of my ideas will come while we're on our way to the gym at 5 a.m. And Amy is quiet. She just wants quiet. She'll turn her radio on, listen to her morning show, and all of a sudden I'll get this idea, and she gives me this look like, you better just shut up. I don't want to hear it right now. But anyways,
it's too early to process all his ideas.
Anybody that knows me, I'm always coming up with new ideas, and a lot of it is that, and that's kind of how BroncBuster was born on, the whole idea. We learned early on. I guess I've always learned my whole life that rather than sit there and dwell on a bad situation, make it good out of it. Find the good in the bad situation. And, yes, it is kind of fun to go out and break the Bronco, but it is very expensive. That is our biggest expense in what we do, is constantly fixing vehicles, but we're constantly learning as we do that. So I don't regret it because it teaches us something every time we go out and do something. We go out not just to create content, but content is how we help to kind of share with you guys what we're doing. But we also hope to find something new. So we're going to talk about some of the things that we've discovered here recently. So actually, I'm going to go into my discovery, but first, one of the things that I've been really excited about with the portals, you guys know that we're the distributor of the CTIS portal axles. We've put about 7, I think close to 8,000 miles now on the portals, driven it all around the country. I wanted to make a big point to not only take and test it off-road, but drive, highway speeds, go out and beat it off-road and then take it down the highway. And as we've done that, we've learned a few things. Of course, the one time, you guys know, I was going after off-roading, I broke the tube. And just happened to be the same day that our new, actually one of my friends at Ford, I got to give credit to, I had a conversation with him and I was showing him this, and he said, okay, I'm going to name it for you guys. So let me know what you think of this name, but we're thinking about the BroncBuster. So I thought it was kind of clever.
That was very clever.
The BroncBuster, so differential tube. So that came out of necessity a year ago, but then, after testing and stuff, we found out again how important that part is. Well, with the portals, from day one of the things I was really excited about was central tire air inflation system. Central tire inflation system. Sorry. And we're finally about to reality. I'm still waiting on my wheels to show up. They're manufactured and on their way, but I might not have them for a couple more weeks. But meanwhile, I wanted to get how the system's going to work, get it all installed. And so let me show you. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what we did this last weekend, and I had Levi helping me. So I'm going to show you a little clip we put together first. All right. Well, today's project, I've got my son Levi here to help me. I've recruited him. Portals come capable for CTIS, which stands for Central Tire Inflation System. If you're not familiar with it, think of it like on the military vehicles, the Hummers and stuff, how you can push a button or have an app, air up, air down, et cetera, et cetera. So this is our prototype. We're working with Morphlate. We've got a whole pile of parts that they send us. So this will be the first install. This will be version 1 of Central Tire Air Inflation System. This system is going to mount it on this side over here. So we're going to pull everything apart and see how it works fitting in there.
Or you did 110. That's sweet.
Well, Levi and I just hit our first roadblock. So Tyler, of course, has a hard top. He doesn't have a soft top over at Morphlate. What he prototyped up didn't take into account that our bracket can't mount here because of the soft top. And our hard top that we're making with Armadillo Design won't be ready for a while. Plus, if we're going to have something that we make available for you guys, we're going to need a different way to do this. So, to the drawing board, we're going to work on this and see what we can come up with. All right, so we're going to cut my tub apart, see if I can't mount an air compressor in here so that it'll shut nice and tight. If that'll work, I like that a lot better than being underneath the vehicle. Then I can put my heat shield back up. We already removed the muffler. Put a resonator on there. It sounds a lot better anyways, right, Levi?
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's see how this works here. So we're pretty much done with the prototype. Located all the compressor and the controls under here for now. We're kind of looking at putting together a box that will be able to replace this one, and everything will drop down into it. Again, this is prototype. For now, mounted the air compressor underneath there, hooked up the app, and you know, for view here, I can either air up the front all at the same pressure by pushing up or down both of them. Same thing right here. Or I can air it all down, which lets the air out. Now, I do not have my CTIS wheels yet. So right now, I've got air to the port. Once the wheels come in here in the next week or so, we'll have air into the tire. It will be fully operational. So we're 99%. One little thing still missing to complete that, but I don't know. Want to see what you guys think about having everything located here, whether you have portals with CTIS capabilities or whether you're just looking for a compact solution to put everything out of the way. That's one of the next things we're working on is making that for multiple applications. All right, so that was a fun one. Because when I first went into this over the weekend, I thought, all right, weekends are good for me to think because I don't get a lot of interruptions. And I thought it was going to be pretty simple. And like you saw right there, we got into first roadblock and, okay, we're not going to mount it inside, which I wasn't loving that anyways. It took up a lot of room in the back. And you know, I like under the hood, but yet it creates some problems there. You know, there's a lot of heat generated. There's not a ton of room under the hood, you know, especially if you're going to do some other stuff. So I wanted to come up with some other thoughts. So again, I'm anxious to hear what you guys think. I said in the video that I mounted the air compressor underneath. I meant to say I mounted the air tank. So on this system, there's actually an air tank that I mounted. In this case, for ease of operation, I just removed my muffler. I know most people aren't going to remove their muffler unless they go with something else. I did just for this. And mounted everything under there. The control system is pretty cool. Like I said, you know, with the app, I can actually sit here and you know, decide which wheel I want at what pressure and leave it. You know, we're coming home off the trail and we're ready to get on the highway. Rather than get out and air up, we're going to push a button. Now, having said that, we're going to have some options that if somebody just wants the air compressor and the tank, and then a port that they could just air up with the 4-tire air inflation system, we'll have something there too. But no, Tyler over at Morphlate has put a lot of work into, you know, kind of researching and figuring out. And then we kind of took it a little bit further. But yeah, one of the things we're looking at for sure on that is getting some of your guys' thoughts and opinions on mounting it underneath there. Of course, I just modified the tub. We build a whole, there's some room in there between the heat shield to where we could actually build a insert that would, you know, air compressor and all the controls and everything could mount in there. We never used that space. So to me, it was like, hey, that's space we don't use and easy peasy, right?
Yeah. More space for you to put all your tools in the back.
That's right. Now I can add more tools to the.
Oh, no, you can't add more.
All right. So that was number one we've been working on. The other thing that I'm kind of excited about, and this has been in the works since we started the portals. So one of the things with the portals, and we knew this, that, you know, you add a lot of extra load on the stock axles for really in regards to when you're using trail turn assist, especially because if you think about it, trail turn assist is turning each wheel independently, and it's kind of causing some twisting of the axles. Now, you've probably seen on the forums a lot of people experiencing this, and as a problem. And so I had about 2 months ago an idea in my head, and I sat down with Sean at Talon's garage, and I said, okay, here's my thoughts. What do you think? And he said, well, I don't know. What if we do this? Anyways, back and forth. And over the last couple of months, we've been working on this. Well, now we fast forward to the Rubicon, and I'm going to show you a little video we put together, kind of give you an idea of what I'm talking about. But I'm going to tell you the story. We get off the Rubicon. I'm coming back. We get back home, and I get underneath to just kind of take an assessment of everything. And my differential tube had spun. So I'm going to show you guys this. It's easier. I'm a visual guy. So I'm going to put together, we put together a little video. It kind of gives you some of the explanation there.
Okay, we're going to talk about our newest product, which is going to solve the problem of the tube twisting. So you can see on this Bronco, we've already got it twisted about 3/8 of an inch. These tubes are pressed into that housing, and there's a lot of forces, especially when you use trail turn assist. And in my case, I've added portals to that. So knowing that this could be a problem, we've been working on this for the last couple of months over with Talon's garage. Sean has been drafting up and modeling, and here's some cool video of that. And with that, we're talking about being able to not only give a good skid plate here, but also here. So we got a nice smooth surface, but we've come up with a new way of being able to reinforce almost like a truss, but a truss that's bolt-on underneath. And that solves the problem of when we go trail turn assist, putting all the power on, braking on one side and power to the other. That's literally a twisting motion of those axle tubes, and that's what we're solving.
Okay, so I had another video. Justin, if you're in the background, if you can throw that video back up there while I explain there was another part to it, and I apologize. I thought we had it there together, guys, to kind of show you what it looks like. Sean and I came up with a way to, again, to best explain it. It's a skid plate. It'll mount to the rear differential, but it also acts like a truss. So you guys are probably familiar with a bolt-on or a weld-on truss on an axle that helps to support and helps keep the twisting and all that down. My idea is to do one that is completely bolt-on, can be done, 20, 30 minutes by anybody in their garage. And it will reinforce all of that across there to solve it for us on portals, but to solve it for the whole Bronco community that with those axle tubes twisting. So now, anyways, I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to have to probably share it with you on social media. So, but we'll kind of get some pictures of what we're talking about there. I'm excited about this one because I think, anytime that we can take and find a problem, find an issue, and then, bring a solution to that is kind of what we're trying to do. Our main, I guess, what I get out of bed for in the morning and what Amy keeps me going is trying to come up with the best solutions we can as we find different problems. And the only way we're going to find different problems is to go out and push the limits, right?
Talking about pushing limits, you see what Terry did?
No, what?
He took his out on the toll road today and got his Bronco that is on portals up to 110. And
oh, wow.
Stayed nice and straight.
Well, that's impressive.
Yep.
Now, I wouldn't quite admit that. I'm sure you were in Mexico like I was, right? Right, Terry? Anyways. Well, that was the two main things I wanted to kind of, bring to you guys.
Robert has a question.
Yes.
Is twisting axles a
common problem? Got it. So, here, let me just highlight that. Okay, here we go, guys. and I will answer that while we're looking at these pictures. So it is becoming a common problem. I've been there personally when, you know, at Bronco Safari, United by Bronco, of guys twisting the axle. And I can tell you, it's mainly because of trail turn assist. As best I can tell, it's not generally going to happen very often without it. But again, what we've done is we've created a way that not only gives us good skid plate, but and this isn't a complete, you know, finished form. We're going tomorrow to Houston to mount it up on Portal, and then I'll be taking a lot more video and picture. This is him kind of this is Sean kind of prototyping up and putting some of our ideas together to show what that looks like. But there's some bolt points over on the side of the tube. It comes over, it wraps around the differential, so it gives us good protection, but it also keeps that torsional load from being able to turn. And so I guess back to Robert's question, I'm not going to say it's happening, you know, a ton, but over time, I think it's going to become more of a problem, especially if you like using trail turn assist. I like trail turn assist. I use it. I didn't have it on BroncBuster because BroncBuster is a manual transmission, and you can't put it on a manual transmission or you'd kill the engine, of course. So now that I've had Portal, and, you know, when I was on the Rubicon, there were some really tight spaces. And when you push that trail turn assist and you're putting braking power on one wheel, hard, you know, turning your wheel right. You know, where I get the most use out of it is if I put my foot on the brake just a little bit, so it really holds that one tire, and then give it a little bit of gas and turn. You can literally pivot on nothing. I think, in my opinion, Ford did a great job on this, but didn't really take into account that torsional load, if I'm saying that right, that it's putting on the axle. I mean, really, if you think about it, well, it's never been that I know of on any other vehicle. And the only thing really holding that tube into the differential is it's pressed in, and then it gets one little spot weld. Not enough when you're talking about all that load and twisting and turning. So keep an eye on it. You can see on the video where I put exactly where it is failing and what it's coming to. So,
Terry.
Oh, Terry. Okay.
My bad. Sorry.
I'm glad Terry clarified that. So we don't want him getting in trouble, right? Anyways, again, one of those things, I would love feedback. You know, message me, tell me your guys' thoughts. Is this something that you see as a product that you'd like to see? Anything on there that you'd like to see changed? You know, we're going to be going and mounting it up, talking about it tomorrow. Of course, this one's not finished. It's not powder coated. It's not got all the welds. This is just kind of showing generally where it mounts up and what we're talking about, just to kind of give you guys a visual. So, you know, that's I guess that's the latest in our discovery of things. Of course, we're in full production of the Bronzuka, I think is what we're going to start calling it now, right?
I like it.
I brought to you guys last week one of the issues that we had with Ford, and that was the inner shaft being an inch too long. That's been resolved as of yesterday. Basically, it's a cataloging problem. I'm not sure why they had another one an inch long. Nobody's been able to explain that. But we have the right part number. We have those coming, so we'll be able to option it both with and without. You know, for the guy that just wants the tube, they can pull their old shaft and put the seal and put everything together and replace it. That'll be one option. For a little bit more, we'll have a new shaft already installed, everything pressed in, so it's a lot easier. You know, it'll add a couple $100. That's option 2. Option 3 coming up is we are working with RCV on doing a lot stronger shaft. So if you're wanting that, hey, I want to upgrade the tube, but I also want to upgrade the shaft, I'm upgrading my CVs. You know, again, just that option. We haven't seen a ton of failures on the shaft itself. In fact, only time that I've ever broke the shaft was when the tube actually broke or came loose, and then it caused other issues. But I have seen the tube intact with that shaft broke We found that when we were at Jim's with Wild Horses installing his portals. We got all done with portals and we went out for a ride, and he had said that he was having some problems with the CVs and had some, something making a noise. So we replaced the CVs. We went out and we still had a noise, and we come back, anyways, isolated it down, and it happened to be that shaft was sheared off. So it's not unheard of. It can happen. So that's why we're going to have different options for you guys.
Okay, so there we got.
Oh, what type of weight are you thinking? That thing looks a bit big, I think. No. Are we talking about on the Bronco?
The plates, I think.
Oh, on the skid plates. I'll be able to better tell you guys a weight tomorrow. I have not weighed it yet. Yeah, it's going to add a little bit of weight. The nice thing is it's adding weight down low. We're gonna see how much we can cut weight. But any of those skid plates we're adding weight. Anytime you're adding reinforcement, it's going to be a little bit bigger than your typical skid plate for the differential that you've seen out there. But again, I feel it's important to kind of solve two problems. I want to not just focus on keeping the tubes from spinning. I want to also give it a lot of reinforcement. And so it's been something that we've talked about doing for a long time. This was the final motivation we needed, was, something different that nobody else has done yet. Right. Yeah, we need to do that. Waiting for a little portal to non-portal race. We need to do that for sure. In fact, I guess, Frank, you've got the 2.7 liter. We ought to get Terry. Terry was going 100. Well,
no, he's not.
No, he's not.
Nope.
Terry would be a good one. No, I'd be glad to also. But I'm a 2.3 liter, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. What else? Let's see. All right, thanks. Thank you, Robert. We just got through this last week, actually seeing Bob, and he came out to Canyon Lake here while we installed his differential tube. Great friend, and we appreciate your guys' support. I mean, this is why we do what we do. This is what gets us up and going every day, right, Amy?
Who are you?
I think Amy wants a nap more often, right? Or Taco Tuesday, right?
Right.
So anyways, with that, I won't bore you guys with anything more, but one last thing, just remember, if you guys if you weren't on there at the beginning, go back and watch it, or go to the link. We have a link for Liz Shank, for her recovery. The Shank family could really use your help. Also, we really could use your guys' help to support our veterans wheeling for a cause. Can't wait to see a bunch of you guys out there this week. It's going to be a great time sitting around the campfire, roasting marshmallows and all such. So, oh yes. Okay, great. I'm glad. Let's see. We're going to show this couple of any update on the hardtop being ready to ship. I'm glad you asked, Mark. We are actually going to have at Armadillo, not next week, but the following week for updates. So I had a big, long meeting with Sam. I really was impressed with some of the things they've changed to make it better. So the whole thing has been, in prototype fitment. We go back and forth with that until we get it perfect. And we're going to put together a whole bunch of video and stuff to show you all of those changes. But everything from making sure it's the quietest hardtop on the market, the strongest, all those things that we already know, but there were just little things to make sure it's secure. They've got some really great things that they've changed on it for security. So they're telling me that the first orders should be shipping out by the end of this month, first of next month. So I'm hoping that's where we're at, because I'm excited as you guys. I'm going to be putting one on BroncBuster. I'm kind of waiting on the top before I fully finish BroncBuster, because we're going to put a color matched. We're going to do white hardtop on it, and I don't know, it's going to be kind of cool. So I'm anxious to do a custom paint job on that.
Looks like Lone Star wants in on this.
Yes. All right. Here we should have a race. Lone Star in there too, Frank. Let's see, 40s and next to gear reduction versus 43s. My money is on Terry. My money's on Terry too. Although I think, Frank has done a bunch of other modifications and upped his horsepower quite a bit. So it would be an interesting race. I'm down for it. Let's do it, right?
Next weekend at the event.
And Gerald, yes, the wait is almost over. So the next shipment of portals will be here soon. And we'll be excited to get those on. We're going to be heading down close to the Louisiana border to help the shop get his on here in a few weeks. So we're excited about that. And I hope I didn't miss anybody, guys. I try and monitor this, and Amy's on top of me too, because I really appreciate your interaction. This is why we do it. So thank you, Robert. Bob, I'm sorry. I always say Robert because it's, I read what's on there, but it's actually, he goes by Bob. So forgive me on that. All right. Well, with that, we are going to bring our show to a close tonight. Amy and I are going to go for Taco Tuesday. Mm-hmm. It's dinner time, and appreciate you guys joining us. Next week. Let me just tell you next week what we're doing. I'm excited about this one. If any of you guys know who John Curry is, John Curry, Curry Enterprises, Curry Joint. He's going to be our guest. So we're really excited about that. I've had an opportunity to meet John a few times. If you didn't know, some of our newest products on the website that we're going to be talking about sharing next week are Curry products. Rock Jock is a Curry, it is owned by John Curry, and Rock Jock has some really cool new stuff. I've had people ask me for the last year when I'm going to develop a manual sway bar disconnect, and I just never had time. I'm not going to now. I really think the best solution is the anti-rock sway bar, and we'll talk more about it next week. But just to kind of give you an idea, I'm running that on Portal. I get more articulation than Amy's Bronco with the, that's a Badlands with the automatic sway bar disconnect, but I don't have to touch a thing. It's, it stays on road, off road. Also with that connection, when one wheel comes up from, being pushed up, it helps push the other wheel down and keeps you a little bit more stable. So I think it's a great solution. Mark, he can attest to it. I know a lot of other guys are trying it. We do have it available through BroncBusterTX.com right now. Other products that we're going to be carrying from Rock Jock, great company, great guys, and I'm excited to have John Curry on next week. So join us next week. Following week, we're going to have Armadillo Design. So a good lineup coming up. But again, hope to see you guys next week at Wheeling for a Cause. Get on the website, buy some raffle tickets. You want to win some of this cool stuff. Ted Nugent guitar, I think, is going to be really awesome. Plus, just, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of generous gifts, including some stuff from Rock Jock too. That is one of our partners that's helping to donate for that. Windshield defense. The list goes on and on. So get on and donate. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate you coming on.
Don't forget to take a look at the GoFundMe for
Liz Shank. Please do. The family is a great family. Yankum Ropes, just as a reminder, and anybody that joined us late, that all of the proceeds for the next month that we generate through the sales of the Bronco Lasso products, which is a Yankum product, all of those proceeds are going to go to the family, to the Shank Family Fund. So this is an opportunity. Get Christmas in early. Do a little bit of helping us to help their family. Buy some stuff, or go to the GoFundMe and support that way. So again, appreciate you guys, and look forward to seeing you out in Katemsi next week. Also look forward to seeing you on the live stream again. So see you soon.
Bye.